Hello, everyone, and welcome back to GTR 24H. And my name's Alex Goldschmidt, and alongside me, I'm pleased to welcome Nick Newcombe from Deuces Motorsport. Nick, how are you keeping, fella? You keeping well?
Yes, keeping well now. Thank you very much. It's just had the first job.
So you see, this is what it's all about. Even though we are stuck at home, it's really good to hear that news. And obviously, you've got to now wait for the second part of the COVID vaccine. But let's get on to brass tacks, shall we, Nick? Obviously, it was a tough race for both the LMP2 and also the GTE drivers. I mean, you were filling in. Obviously, we had that fantastic performance from Walter Bolesny, who was leading the race until the pit stop, and then there was about a 30-second buffer when he was trying to get into the pit box, and we knew getting into the pit box, and then obviously you had the technical dramas where I think you were on the banking coming out of turn 13, and literally the car stopped dead. Just talk us through those emotions from like being on high on pole position and then literally being brought back on your backside with a bump after the pit stop, and then obviously your dramas.
Obviously, the first pit stop was we didn't know there was an issue until Roger started speaking quite loudly, and we're seeing what was going on. Was obviously with the Volante car in the pit box, taking the full box. If it had been like halfway across, we could have gotten in, but obviously that knocked her right back. But he managed to keep a hold of the lead after the pit stop rotation, but it had been drastically cut. Coming round the second time, I jumped into the car. I think it was about five laps to go, and I was of the mind to come in after the first lap, but he went round again and then came in, and Volante was in again, and even if we had gone round again, the second Volante car would have been in the box as well. So it knocked her right back, and I think we were rotated round to about fourth or fifth. And obviously Volante was coming up off the bank and got a nice run, pulled to the right hand side, and next thing I know, just that was it. Freeze, first time freeze for a good while, and that was it. Obviously I waited and see if it was going to come back, but it never did. So we pulled the plug, and unfortunately it knocked her right down. Into the fact that we only finished 2 laps, I think, behind the leader was a testament to the pace that we had. We got pole position, and we led the first two rounds of the pit stops. So we had good pace, but that's the way it is. And you just have to dust yourself down and carry on. The team's been in this game too long to know that you can't go a full season without any issues. It happens to everybody at one stage or another.
I mean, obviously, there wasn't just dramas for the GTE team, but also the LMP2 guys. The main thing is that both teams finished the race. There is a bonus point for doing that, but that is not what the team wants. You know that, I know that quite significantly. But we know that the Endurance E-Racing World Championship is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And, to have that initial drama out of the way early in the season can only sort of motivate and spur the team to go further. Because obviously this week, the Film Vault 12 Volt of Silverstone, 12 hours of Silverstone, it's a home track for you. It's a home track for me, and also for a lot of our team in the commentary box. But that's really where the Porsche could really strike back, as well as the LMP2 guys as well. Because obviously I understand that you were filling in because there was you had to substitute one of the drivers in the team.
That's the only reason I was in the GT car. My main role this season is to try and get the P2 team up to speed. I reinstated that class just probably about September maybe. It's a junior team. I've got two good young drivers, up and coming drivers, Turn and Looker, really impressive, good fast young guys. With Craig, there's also a really good driver coming in June, already pre-signed, and we've got another well-known driver going to enter another series with her, starting in February, and we've been practicing and getting the car ready for Turn and Looker, who are also going to be in the car. So there's going to be myself, unnamed driver until the team's released, and Looker and Turn. And then June's going to be a good year. Obviously the GT car's a well-established team, but the team's roots go back to obviously GT, but then about 2009 I think, LMP1, and myself in the LMP2 about 2010, 2011. We've got a rich history of doing well, and I think that's why the team, despite the adversary of the first event, pushed on till the end. I think a lot of teams may have just parked it, but our history makes us want to push on and finish the race.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think at the end of the day, people do get knocked back. It does knock confidence, but at the end of the day, it's effectively, once you're out of contention for either a victory or a top three or even the points, the teams will use it as a test session to really sort of get to gel together, get to know how each other works, and also to understand the car a bit more. And obviously with the LMP2 crew, it's a young team, it's a flagging team that you and I both know that they want to be up to speed, and they want to be competing with the likes of James Stuber and all the guys at Pinson Esports, and then Varga Sim Racing, who literally went all guns blazing and picked up the victory. But what is the allure of Silverstone? Just tell our audience out there, what is the allure of Silverstone, the first ever circuit to host a Formula One Grand Prix over 7 decades ago?
Well, I've been there many a time. Got plenty of good memories there, including waking up in April in the snow, and then going out, being wrapped up with 103 layers of clothing as the race kicked off. But it's a great little circuit. You can get all around. You can walk all the way on the outside, cross the bridge, go on the inside of the circuit, go down to the old pit straight, go to the new wing straight, and you never know who's watching because you come out of the club and there's a lot of drivers. You could, like, if people go to the WEC event, you get basically a free access to the pits. You can meet all the drivers. That's where I've got lots of photographs. You see the Parc Fermé. It's just a great event, and a great circuit, very easy to get to. Well organised inside. The camping sites are well planned out. Good shower facilities. So if anybody, when everything goes back to normal, hopefully, and Silverstone comes back on, I would definitely get people to go there. I'll certainly be going back. You never know who you might meet, and there's obviously a lot of people from the sim racing community go there. A lot of forums and a lot of meetups, and you have a good few beers and sit around the camp and just chew the fat basically, and talk about that race that you could have won. Obviously.
Some very, very good points there. I mean, it's a circuit I visited there myself back from the early 90s when Mansell was with Williams fighting against the late Ayrton Senna, and then obviously Jenson Button when he, in his championship year with Braun GP. I was at the 2013 FIA WEC race, which saw Porsche pick up their first ever podium with the likes of Mark Webber and Brendan Hartley in that crew as well. But one final question, Nick. How is the motivation, how is the the camaraderie between the team, and how are things going with preparations ahead of the 12-hour race?
The team's fine, especially the P2 guys. Confidence is high. We've got confidence in the car. The GT car looks after itself. The guys are well versed in everything they do and preparation. But it's I'm really pleased with how the P2 guys are taking it on. It's going to be a tough year. But driving the Orica, obviously. But in the next championship, that's pretty highly rated. We're in the brand new Ligier, and the car's looking good. So we're going to fight on all fronts, and I think the Orica's going to come good. Hopefully with a little bit of luck. I did a lot of work on the setup, and I handed it to Turn, and Turns went round and just got to get it curb happy, and he said it's a very good setup. So I did my job. All I need them to do was be fast, and they'll do it. I'm really happy with the guys. We'll see how it goes. But I'm confident in them. They've raced there a few times, even though they're quite young. And they're confident, which is the main thing. Lucas a really good, fast guy. It turns he's equal, and they spur each other on. I've done a few races with them. We've won a few, and I'm pleased. I'm pleased how it's going. I think the future's bright in Deuces in the LMP2, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen this year. I think 2021 we're going to. It's a nice comeback, and I'm pleased I brought the LMP2 program back into the Deuces.
Well, Nick, thank you very much for your time here on GTR 24H, and we wish you all the very best of luck for this coming weekend.
Thank you. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be a nice, good event, and I would like to see we'll get in the top 10 and stretch targets like a 5th place, I think. And but I think what we saw at Indianapolis with the likes of Varga and Pins and Drillers, and I think really good teams out there, fast teams, and we'll be rooting for Varga, sister team. Our brothers in arms.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. Nick Newcombe, thank you very much for your time.
No problem at all.